Okay, hi everybody. Dave Kincaid here with Alberta Business Grants. I hope you're having a great day. We've got a really special video here for you today. We're speaking with Karen Unger with the Accessibility Work Experience Program at the University of Alberta. Karen, thanks for taking the time.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, so Karen, why don't we just begin a little bit about what you do at the program and just tell us an overview of what the program is about.
Sure. So the Accessibility Work Experience Program is still relatively new to the Career Center at the U of A. We received funding from the federal government last January, and then I was hired in February, and we've sort of hit the ground running since then. The purpose of the Accessibility Work Experience Program is to provide meaningful work experience opportunities for students and alumni from the U of A who identify as having a permanent disability or a mental health diagnosis that is impacting their ability to find employment or to maintain employment. So there's two parts to the program. The first part is an enhanced employment support program for the students and alumni. And that it involves all of the things that happen at the Career Center. So cover letter and resume support, mock interview training, career advising if people aren't exactly sure what direction they want to go. And then we also have occupational therapy students that do their mental health practicum through the Career Center and work one-on-one with clients, really just to enhance their employment so that when they go out to apply for jobs, they have the confidence and the skills that they need to be able to do that, with confidence. The other aspect of the job then is the work experience placements. So we partner with employers. We offer a wage subsidy for 4 to 6 month contracts in order to give our clients meaningful work experience that aligns with their education and their experience for whatever it is that they've been studying at the university.
Let's begin right there around with the employers, because that's really my audience are entrepreneurs. They're growing their business and they're looking for, oftentimes good employees. So how are you finding out with employees? Do a lot of employers know about your program? Is there like a big lineup for people to hire people, or is it sort of the new program and you're trying to get the word out? Where is it? Where are you with that?
So the good thing about being partnered or being hosted in the Career Center is that we have a database of employers that have already committed to hiring and recruiting U of A students and alumni. So over the last 9 months, one of the things that we've done is tried to reach out to as many of the employers who have a relationship with the Career Center to let them know that this is a new work experience program that exists. So we've been doing a lot of emails, a lot of phone calls, a lot of in-person meetings with employers that we have an existing relationship with to let them know about the program, to let them know that this is an option for recruitment through the U of A. And then we also, employers that have hired through some of our other work experience programs have been a great source to start building relationships with. The tricky thing is with a new program, we don't have a huge number of clients in our pool. So there has to be that magic alignment between an employer who has a position that's open and then a client who has the background that employer is looking for. So it's been a little bit of a Tetris game of employers who are interested and then trying to reach out and find students that fit that background. And then on the other side, students will come in and meet with me and they'll say, these are the types of employers I'm looking for. And then I will reach out directly to employers and say, I have this client, this is their background. Would you have any short-term opportunities that might be available for them?
So your employers are encouraged to contact you and you can...
Absolutely.
Okay, and just while we're on this topic, how do they find you? What's the best way to contact you if they're just Googling?
So we have a website. So on the Career Center website, there is a link to get to the Accessibility Work Experience Program. And then there is a link that employers can click on that gets them to a Google form. Under sign up to dates, if employers click on the sign up for employers, then they fill out a quick Google form. And it basically gets them into our system. And then I follow up and reach out and provide any details that they might want.
Oh yeah. If you're watching this, I know some people will be just listening to the audio, but if you're watching this, there's the website there. You can Google this and there's the sign up for employer form.
Yeah.
And
so it's kind of a two-step process. So if they click on that link and they sign up as an interested partner, then I follow up with them to give them more information. And then once they have a specific position that they would like to post, then there is a bit of a lengthier form that they would fill out. And that form is really the equivalent of a job post. So if you already have a job post ready, you can send that in to me. And then if there are any additional information that we want to be able to post, so we ask employers to consider things like job demands. So what are the physical requirements in the job? What are some of the psychosocial requirements? How much self-supervision is involved? How much working with other people is involved? Are there lots of deadlines? Is it a very fast pace of work? So we try and sort of dig into some of the pieces that will help our clients understand exactly what it is that they're applying for, so that they know what supports to reach out for ahead of time, and then what supports they might need throughout the length of their work experience.
And when you say, just so I'm following along, when you say your clients, you're talking about the students and alumni, right?
That's right. Yes. Yeah.
So doesn't sound like a very complicated application form, actually. If it's just a job form, this is not a huge barrier for an employer to sign up at all.
Not at all. No. And I mean, you can sign up to get updates even if you don't have a job right now in mind. It's helpful for me to have employers in the database that so that when I do have a client that approaches me, if I know that they have a background that might match that particular employer, then I can do that direct reach out and say, you've expressed interest. Now I have a client who fits the background of what you're looking for. Can we make some magic happen?
So is it really competitive? Like if an employee comes to you, they're growing, say, a tech company or an egg business, or, I've got egg, tech, environment, there's nonprofits, and they go through this process. Is it really competitive right now? I know it's sort of a new program, but would you say that if they can find the client, in your case, a student or someone who's recently graduated, there's a pretty good chance that this could be a fit, or is this something like they're a 1 in 100 chance?
Again, it's making sure that the employer, what they're looking for, matches the background of the individuals that I have met with so far. So we're still building up our pool, our client pool. I have a good relationship with the student advisors on campus, and so they are all aware of the program. If I have a position that's open, I can send it out to those student advisors to say, do you have any students who are looking for employment right now? Can you send them to the Career Center? So we sort of like, the nice thing for employers is that I am screening all of the clients before they ever even apply for the position. So they're taking a little bit of that legwork out to make sure that I'm only putting forward candidates that meet the requirements and that I think have a good background to match whatever it is that they're looking for.
Yeah, it's really interesting you say that, because I know in my journey of working with all these different government funding programs, the perceived, like, what's going on here and the reality are often very different. And what happens, I find, is you're saying it as well, and I hear it in other areas. It's the challenge is actually not the form. It's not. It's like, is there a fit? Is there a person here and a company here that can come together at the right time? It's funny you're saying that, because I find that almost in every organization I work with, it's the same concern. It's not like, but if you're on the outside and you don't know, you kind of think, oh, I'd probably never be a fit for this program because I'm sure all these people are doing it and I'll just get lost. It's really interesting to hear you say that. I appreciate you mentioning that.
Yeah, there is a magic in timing with all of this. So it's really the right person coming through the door at the right time.
Yeah, can we turn our attention? So I just want to just go over it's kind of the details, and then I want to just ask you a couple questions, and I'll let you go. I know you're so busy. So the program itself is a 6-month, 4 to 6 month wage subsidy from $10 to $12.50 an hour for a current student. Now, could that be part-time or full-time?
Yep. We offer full-time opportunities and part-time opportunities. And the 4 to 6 months is sort of our guideline. So we understand that, especially with some companies, like a tech company may say that their onboarding takes 4 months. And so to have someone there for only 6 months isn't worth their while. So we do have some flexibility. If a contract needs to be 8 months, we can consider that if it's the right fit for the individual. And yeah, we are quite flexible with the subsidy. So we want to make it work for employers, because we really want to be able to be providing these meaningful work experience opportunities for our clients.
Now, who are the ideal employers that are eligible for this program? Profit, non.
Um, really, I mean, any employer who is able to offer a meaningful work experience placement. So there needs to be some kind of a supervisor who's available to the client, just so that there is that mentorship or that opportunity that one person who that they can connect with more directly, and the one person that then I can also be in communication with throughout the work experience program. The occupational therapy support is available not only in the application process for clients, but it's also available to both employers and clients throughout the duration of the work experience. So if there are any concerns or any questions that come up related to accommodations or related to anything really, we do offer that support to the employers and to the clients during the work experience. So that's something that I know there's some misconception or there's some hesitancy sometimes to employ someone with a disability because you're not really sure, well, what would I do if this came up or if I didn't know the answer to a question? So we're trying to provide that level of support to employers and to clients so that we can make sure that everyone is having a successful experience. So really, the ideal employer is anyone who has a position available, who has some kind of a supervisor in mind for the client, and someone who's open to learning and working with us.
That's cool. And it could be a for-profit company as well.
Absolutely. Yep. We don't discriminate.
Yeah, that's great. And then the deadline, is this an ongoing thing? Are you accepting applications? Is there on an ongoing basis?
Yep. Yeah. We are a rolling deadline. So whenever positions come open, we're there. Whenever clients come through, we're approaching employers. So there's no set schedule. We anticipate that summer is going to be a busier time of year because there will be lots of students who are looking for summer employment. So that might be a good time to post positions. But yeah, there's no set deadline.
Okay, so I think that's really helpful. And I'd like to talk now just a bit about like your clients in this case or the students. Can you tell us a bit about them? Because I mean, there's so many misconceptions of, you say the word disability or something, and it's just society has so many walls that go up. So could you just educate my audience a bit on your students, who they are, how they've done in school? Just if you could shed some light on that, it'd be awesome.
Yeah, so the biggest thing that I'll say is that all of the clients in our program are University of Alberta students or alumni. So they are on track to graduate with a bachelor's degree or a master's degree or a PhD, or they have already graduated with one of those degrees. So they are university students, they're university educated. So they are looking for work experience that lines up with what they've been studying. We're not just trying to find them a job, we're trying to find them something that's meaningful and something that will move them closer to whatever career goal they have. So right now, I've met with probably close to 40 clients since the program started. And they range all the way from, they've just finished their first year of undergrad, all the way through to they're working on the thesis for their PhD project. I've met students from the Faculty of Arts, AILS, Education, Science, Computer Science, Engineering. So a little bit of everything. It's hard to pinpoint one discipline. They come to me with a variety of different visible or invisible disabilities. So I've met with some clients who have a physical disability, and so their accommodation requirements are more around physical limitations, and so needing accommodations surrounding that. I've also met with students who have maybe a diagnosed learning disability or attention deficit, or we have a few students who are on the autism spectrum, and then we have some students who present with mental health concerns. So it's very wide ranging, but the biggest thing I'll say again is that they are all University of Alberta students or alumni who are on track to graduate with a degree or have already graduated.
Yeah, it's unbelievable. And what an opportunity for like people to get to know each other with a program like this. And I work with employers all the time that sometimes they need people to work from home. Like a lot of these tech companies with what we're doing right now, so if you have a physical disability and it's minus 30 outside and you can work from home, I mean, it's just really, I think it's an amazing program. And I know that there's probably someone watching this video now. And this, I guess, if someone's watching this outside of Alberta, do they have to just be an Alberta company, or could they be someone in Ontario as well? Like,
They could be. Our client pool is primarily Edmonton based, so I don't know how many applicants an employer in Ontario would have, but I have met with some clients who are interested in potentially relocating.
yeah.
So yeah, I'm open to talking to anybody.
Yeah, it's interesting, especially with people being able to work remotely. Well, it sounds like just a phenomenal program, and I really appreciate you taking the time to just educate us a bit. And if people are watching this video and they want to contact you, what's the best way to do that? And is there anything else you'd like to add before we leave? So just a contact would be great too.
Yeah, all of the details are on that website. My email address is awep@ualberta.ca, so I'm easy to reach that way. And if any questions, any information that I can provide, I'm more than happy to do that. If you don't have a position open right now, but you're just interested in hearing more, please contact me because I would love to talk to you. If you have questions in general about inclusive hiring, I would love to point you in the direction of some resources that we have, resources that we're developing, because really what we want to do is to promote inclusive hiring, for sure for our clients, but just in general to help demystify some of this hiring stuff.
Yeah, and I just want to encourage anyone who's listening to this video that it's really important to build that relationship. So if you fill out that form, it's an easy way to get started. And Karen, thank you so much for taking the time to talk today, and we'll see you around.
Thank you so much, Dave.
Okay, bye-bye.